Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
A road rage incident involving a gun. We're hearing from police about the frightening incident that ended in front of a West Hartford home.
An update tonight on a story we brought you as breaking news last night. A mother and 3 children found dead in their home. Police say the mother killed her children before taking her own life. We're learning more about those children from their Danbury neighbors.
And a historic night in Connecticut basketball history. A legend has somewhat of a homecoming. We'll take you to what could be Sue Bird's final game on a Connecticut court.
But right now at 10, a road rage incident escalating in West Hartford. Police say a suspect pointed a gun at a person after they were followed to their home from Simsbury yesterday. Thanks for joining us here at 10. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Fox 61's Alicia Machado joins us live in West Hartford with more details on what happened. Alicia, what are you learning?
Yeah, tonight we're learning that according to an incident report, the victim was pistol whipped and threatened after a road rage incident. West Hartford police say the victim then followed the suspect to their home after they were cut off on the road. An incident of road rage escalating outside of a West Hartford home Wednesday night. West Hartford police say the suspect, 53-year-old Christopher Rung, pointed a handgun at a person and threatened to kill them before striking the victim with the gun. This all started in Simsbury on Route 185 Wednesday night just before 9, according to an incident report obtained by Fox 61.
And he explained to us that he was driving down the road in Simsbury when a car came up behind him at a high rate of speed and then cut him off.
Police say the victim then followed the suspect, ultimately ending up at a home on LeMay Street in West Hartford. According to the incident report, the moments that followed were captured on the victim's dash camera and reviewed by police. We've covered the victim's name and curse words from the conversation. The incident report states that the victim and said, quote, "What's your problem, buddy?" Investigating officer states that during this time, what sounds like a handgun can be heard being racked. And later, the victim says Rung hit his arm with the handgun. Police say no shots were fired. Later, Rung says, "Get off my property." The victim then says, "I'm not on your property." Rung replies, "I'm going to put a bullet through your brain," as he allegedly points a gun at the victim's head. The two continue to argue, and the victim eventually leaves, reporting the incident to police around 11:45. Their advice?
Don't pursue the other person. If you can, get the license plate and call the police. That's why we're here. We don't want anyone getting hurt.
Police later took Rung into custody without incident. According to the incident report, Rung admitted to striking the vehicle and said he felt he was being followed and threatened by the victim when he parked outside of his home. Rung's pistol permit, several firearms and ammunition were seized by police pending a firearms risk warrant. According to a AAA study from 2016, approximately 8 million drivers engaged in extreme examples of road rage, like confronting another driver or ramming another vehicle. AAA says it's best not to engage.
You don't know what's going on with that driver. They could be having a really bad day. They could have just gotten horrible news. And you don't want to exacerbate whatever's going on in that other vehicle.
Rung faces charges including assault with a firearm. He was held on a $250,000 bond and appeared in court earlier today. Now, we did reach out to Rung for comment, but he did not respond to our request. We're live in West Hartford tonight. Alicia Machado, Fox 61 News.
Thank you, Alicia. Well, that's a scary situation. All right, thanks. An update we brought you now, or an update tonight is that as this is a story we brought you as breaking news last night. Danbury police say a 36-year-old mother strangled her 3 children before taking her own life. Their bodies were discovered last night at their home, but it's still unclear who discovered them. Fox 61's Tony Terzi has the latest.
A beautiful home and yard, including a robust garden and many activities for children, but looks can be deceiving.
I'm about to go out with my girlfriend and we see cop cars, ambulance, fire department, everybody come down, and we were just like, wow, something must have happened.
Danbury police said they received a call at 6:30 Wednesday night for a welfare check at this residence on Whaley Street, and that the male caller was distraught and crying. 3 children, ages 5 through 12, were dead, as was their 36-year-old mother, Sonia Loha.
It feels bad because, the kids were really good kids. They're really friendly kids. When you drive by, they wave, hey, how you doing?
Police say 12-year-old Junior Panjon, his 10-year-old sister Jocelyn Panjon, and their 5-year-old brother Jonael Panjon were strangled to death by their mother, who then went into this shed in the backyard and hung herself.
Something we're gonna have to live with now. Just, gotta take care of your family, hug the ones that you love.
2 of the 3 children killed were students in Danbury Public Schools, and counseling will be available to students, staff, and families on Monday from 10 until noon at West Side Middle School and Morris Street School.
I've lived here for 40 years, and this is a quiet neighborhood. I never seen anything like this.
Police say in addition to the mother and the 3 children who lived inside that residence, there were 2 other adults, but they declined to say who those adults were. Here in Danbury, Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.
All right, want to move along tonight here to the weather watch and the fact that the humidity is finally back.
Yeah, a little bit, and it's been really warm out there too. Rachel Frank is joining us now with the first check of the forecast. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, guys. Yeah, the warmth and humidity are really going to be sticking around for another day, but the humidity does leave us in time for the weekend. We had these hit or miss downpours and thunderstorms out there, but the strongest storms are really right along the Massachusetts border. Almost tantalizing us that a lot of the heaviest stuff ended up staying to the north of us, and still a few leftover showers that are out there right now. Now, these have a history of putting down a quick inch or so of rain coming through. So Putnam down through Killingly, congratulations to you guys, getting a lot of rainfall over a short period of time. Eastford and also Stafford seeing some of that right now right along I-84 as well. And here's a downpour coming through Southington that's heading into Berlin, and a few scattered showers up around the greater Hartford area moving into Manchester. Another one, just a little spot shower here around Morris, but we're excited about each and every one of these showers that have popped up. I have heard from so many of you saying, though, I didn't see a single drop. Lows tonight around 70 degrees. Tomorrow we'll see a mix of clouds and sun. It's warm, very humid, highs in the mid to upper 80s. Heading into the evening, another chance for some showers, and then we'll talk about your weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Tough story tonight. A teenage boy has died after being pulled from East Hartford's Terry Pool earlier this morning. Police were responding to a call at Terry Pool that a group of kids were inside of this fenced area after hours. East Hartford police say that they rushed to the scene. They found the juveniles attempting to pull the 16-year-old from the pool. Life-saving measures were performed on scene until paramedics arrived. Unfortunately, that teen was pronounced dead at Connecticut Children's Medical Center. Those who knew him say that he was a kind soul and are trying to now wrap their heads around the tragedy.
All the time I'd be down or sad, I'd call him and he'd just light me up. Like, from tears running down my face, I could call him and he'd just have me smiling.
He was a good kid. He used to, the way he loved both of my daughters, and he was even with me.
The victim was a rising junior at East Hartford High School. The school now has social workers and school counselors and virtual support available to all students tomorrow and on Monday.
Now to Connecticut's fight against COVID-19. The positivity rate is trending up over the past 7 days. Now stands at 11.79%. There are 16 more people in the hospital getting treatment for COVID-19, but sadly, 9 more people have died due to the virus.
Pfizer is developing plans to release vaccines targeting Omicron subvariants BA4 and BA5 in the next few months. Those strains make up about 95% of COVID cases across the country. The announcement comes as health experts warn of a vaccine fatigue. According to the CDC, less than 50% of fully vaccinated Americans have gotten boosted. Here in Connecticut, nearly 1.6 million people have gotten at least one booster shot.
As more cases of monkeypox pop up in Connecticut, health leaders are responding by preventing the spread of the virus. So far, there are 28 cases total.
A news conference was held earlier this morning at Intercommunity Healthcare to address this. Fox 61's Carmen Chow in Hartford now with more on how the state's taking action.
Health leaders and Governor Lamont says this isn't like 2.5 years ago when the pandemic first emerged. He says this time more resources and vaccines are available.
This is also back to the days of track and trace. It's a narrower group of people, much narrower group. We don't see this spreading wildly throughout the community.
According to the Department of Public Health, Connecticut saw its first case of monkeypox on July 5th. Now there are 28 cases total, all identified in men, and almost all identify as LGBTQ+, who range in age from 20 to 49 years old.
And we all need to play a role to stop the ugliness of stigma and shame and name calling.
Don't call it monkeypox. It has nothing to do with that name.
According to Dr. Manisha Jutani, 635 doses were allocated to the state on July 8th. An additional 1,143 doses were allocated on July 15th, with a total of 1,783 doses, with more to come.
We have 800 doses that will be going out to people across the state starting Monday, and every single day we will ramp that up as much as possible.
Dr. Jutani added the virus is primarily transmitted by skin-to-skin contact, more so specifically skin with an open lesion. Only those who have been exposed to someone with a lesion would be able to receive the vaccine.
If you are 18 and older, if you are a man who had sex with men and have had a contact in the last 14 days in terms of multiple contacts, that would be somebody who is going to be potentially eligible.
15 vaccination sites will be opening up across the state. A list of those sites is still being finalized and will be available on Monday. Reporting in Hartford, Carmen Chow, Fox 61 News.
Still more to come today.